Well, welcome back. This is PJNet.TV. I'm Coach Prasick, and we just heard from Ben Cooper, and that was great. But the good times keep rolling because we have some interesting people that share with us, and among those, probably one of the most interesting persons in the entire world is Dell Didway, who joins us now. I don't know why you're at home, Dell, because it seems like every time we get together, you're on the road somewhere at some hotel, but at least we don't have to worry about what kind of Wi-Fi the facilities have. You've got good internet.
Yeah, we do that. We do have that here, and it's always hard to follow Ben. He always does a great job.
It's wonderful. But you have been on the road.
Yeah, last couple of weeks, and I'm home this week. I'm getting ready to head out next week, and then the following week. But it's all for a good cause. So, I'll be home on the weekends, but home out next week. I'm going to Louisville, Kentucky, and then get back and head to Philadelphia. So, actually, in Philadelphia, I'm going to be doing taping a couple of TV shows while I'm there. I forget the station off the top of my head, but it's in Allentown, Pennsylvania, or Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. So we're gonna go up there and tape a couple of shows on Friday. So I'll be getting back late Friday night.
For your work or for your
Yeah, it'll be for work. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Work. Talk about the latest war and things like that going on within the ministry. So
okay.
Looking forward to it.
Well, for those that don't know, Dell works with the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association, and he gets to travel around and rub elbows with all the big wigs and have fun, and it must be satisfying though, even if you are on the road.
Oh, it's a great job, and that's all. Yeah, it's a great job. It's a great. I don't call it a job. It's a wonderful thing to get paid to do. So, a great organization, obviously of integrity. So, yeah, it's being on the roads. That's just part of the fun. Actually, it's just part of it. So I get when I'm home, like during the week, like this week, I don't do a whole lot of work. I do some, but not much. Get my grass cut. I take care of things here while I'm gone because that's what they told me. They said, hey, when you're gone a couple of weeks and you're home, work, get what you need to get done, and don't worry about it.
Yeah, that honeydew list piles up while you're on the road.
Actually, our house is a mess right now. We've been going through a remodel, and so
those are so much fun, Dale.
My office is the cleanest place in the house right now. So almost dust in the house. It looks like it's snowed.
Well, what do you haven't done?
We are remodeling our entire upstairs bathroom and bedroom, and Angie's had this ginormous garden tub that you can get like 19 people in, and she hasn't used it in like 10 years, and it's so big, and we just finally got rid of it because when she did use it, it would take like 25 minutes for it to fill up, and then it really would. It was so big. So we got rid of it, and we're installing a big walk-in shower with no doors or nothing, just a big walk-in shower.
Dual shower heads, whole works.
No, kind of, yeah. She has a wand and some other things. But yeah, it's pretty big. I mean, I'd like to get like a waterproof recliner and put in there, but
you need to have a television too. Especially if there's no glass door to fog up. Just put your TV in there.
No doors. That's cool. I've traveled enough to know what showers I like and don't like. But yeah, it's so big though. The TVs I've had the TVs in showers, and I'm not thankful for that. So Vegas had every hotel in Vegas has TVs in the showers, but we said no. And the two big things we got that we are having installed when we got on our trip from Italy is a heated towel rack, which is awesome. Heated, so you get out of the shower, your towels are warm.
Never heard of that.
We didn't either until we saw it over there. Every place in Italy had them. And then they also had bidets everywhere. So we and this has, and we didn't know this. This has a heated seat, and
that's important. Yeah, that's important.
And it sets up high like a gargoyle, so it'll be fun.
So, what time's the crew start in the morning?
8. No, we're down in the home stretch. It's taken them about 3 weeks, and they got about a week left.
Okay. Well, it's an ordeal, and but at least in your case, it's elective. I was concerned when you said you were remodeling.
Yeah.
Sometimes that is the result of a plumbing problem that
Mhm.
but this was elective surgery. So
Yeah, something we've wanted to do for a long time. And then our upstairs, we've had this carpet from like the 70s, and
shag carpet, yes.
we're getting rid of the carpet, and
Earth tones,
all hardwood floors, and so it's gonna look nice.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to it.
How much time do you spend upstairs?
I'm going to spend a whole lot more time with that bidet and walk-in shower. If I can move my Keurig up there and like a popcorn maker, I may never leave because I can do a lot of my work from remote. So I'll
Yeah.
be in this.
What is your office upstairs?
No, that's right. I mean, I can get to it, but if you watch that episode of Seinfeld where Kramer does everything in the shower eventually, so this would be like. Mm,
Oh well.
that's
Um,
fun.
you spent some time in Columbus last week. I saw a post. You were at some. You weren't at the Indy 500. I know that.
No, I was at I spent a little bit of time at the Memorial Golf Tournament up in Dublin. Jack Nicklaus puts that on, hosted. It's considered it's there's four majors. There's U.S. Open, the British or the Open, um, the U.S. Open, the Masters, and PGA. So this is considered by many on the tour as if there was a fifth major, this would be it. It's
Mm.
kind of a big kind of a
Hmm.
big very status and things like that. Jack Nicklaus is the host and
How's he?
everything.
How's he doing?
Great. He gets around great. I mean, we had a little chat. He's always available to
Oh,
talk to us. He's doing great. Always fun to talk to. He's a great host with us and takes care of us up there. So yeah, so great weather. It's kind of hot a couple of days, but I'd go over there in the morning for a little bit, and then go do my job, and then come back in the afternoon, late evening and or
oh.
late
So you were
afternoon.
able to combine business and
Yeah,
business.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so it's always fun to go over there. They take care of you. Saturday and Sunday was always a good finish. It was a real good finish. So a lot of folks there. I
So
like going to the golf tournament. Everybody's really well behaved. Really are. You don't see run into
uh,
any
different type of folk, isn't it?
exactly. Everything's thank you. Everybody's nice and cordial. Rarely will you see any type of scuffle or anything like that, or
Yeah.
everybody yelling or get drunk, things like that. So it's
Yeah.
always a good environment.
Well, for those of you listening, you may think that he was there purely at the golf course for pleasure to watch the golf tournament, but that would not. Although it was pleasurable, that wasn't your first purpose for being there.
No, 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 never. So. Hmm. I never. I was well, for once. I would like to be a spectator sometime, but I've never been a spectator. So I'm always taking notes right now what's happening. But I was laying some groundwork as well because when my book comes out next year, the golf book, a lot of these guys who are there are featured in it. So trying to lay a bit, lay some groundwork for that. So next year I can hand them the copy, talk to them a little bit, and things like that. So
And that's for 2024.
yeah,
About a year before golf season starts, presumably.
it'll be right before the Masters comes out.
That'll
So
be what, about March,
May, April.
May, April, yeah. After football, but golf season. What are they going to do if they keep extending football season?
Yeah, they have their times. The league is going on now that isn't getting any traction. The XFL, whatever it is, that's not getting anything, and it's a shame because some good athletes in it. But you know, you can't be all football all the time. Even your hardcore football fans want a little break because you got college coming up, and then goes right into the pros. And when the pros ends in February, I think people are your diehard college fan and football fan have put up with about 7 months of football. So a little bit of breaks not bad, and then so baseball and basketball comes in, golf uh, does have a big following, and a little more controversy today, obviously with the news of the merger with the PGA and the new Live golf. So they merged. I haven't got all the details on that, but that's kind of surprising news on the golf front.
Well, it might have been a survival move.
I think it was totally, but it caught a lot of guys off guard because Jack Nicklaus was talking about it up there this week, and he was taking. And Jack kind of is the PGA, but he didn't know anything about this. He was kind of caught off guard because he was saying some things this week to us about about the other league. So now they're formed, now they're merged together. So I think it caught him off guard.
Well, we will see how it plays out because I mean, the good news is, I mean, back in the day, and you probably remember the day when there were 3 television networks.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and so the problem then is there was a lot of competition just to get on one of those networks. So,
Right.
but if you did, you had an audience just kind of, I'll make everything on par. 1/3 of the nation would probably watch.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
then along came cable.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is you can get on some cable channel. You got a good
Yeah.
shot at it. The
Yeah.
problem
Yeah.
is if you do get on, nobody's watching.
I know.
The market has become so fragmented. I think the consumer has benefited, but the producers and the people that make a living, I'm not sure how they formulate
cutthroat.
strategies.
Yeah, it's cutthroat, and it's a change all the time. And he's gone from getting good reporters who know what they're talking about, know what they're doing, to just making sure they look good. They draw you first. And it was I get so amused covering going to golf tournaments down in the press room because you got your normal crew there, you guys and gals who are doing a good job, and then you got your some of these dudes come in there. They're newspaper or they're television or else radio guys, and they're dressed more better than the pros. I mean, they're wearing golf shoes to cover a golf. I mean, seriously, you got guys in there who are reporting on television wearing their golf shoes around. They're like, what? And everybody, we all smirk at them and laugh at them, but they think they're cool.
Well, that's so patronizing.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, I wear my Skechers and
Yeah.
normal stuff. I mean, you wear a nice shirt or whatever, but no need to wear golf shoes if you're media. Good grief! I mean,
No,
the
that's ridiculous.
camera guys, yeah, because they're running all over the place. They got to get traction. But I'm carrying a microphone. He's
they're posers. They're just
Yeah.
posers. Yeah.
yeah.
Jack Nicklaus is one of the few figures in sports, and I'm talking about all sports, but he was a wise man. He was very competitive, but he knew when to quit. He quit while he was on top, and most people don't.
A lot of people don't. So one of the stats I like about Jack, I don't have it right in front of me, but he had the most major tour wins ever. 18, never be topped. Kind of like Cy Young's record or Cal Ripken Jr.'s record of most consecutive games played, or Ben Hogan's record. But 18 majors will probably never be bested. I mean, Tiger made a shot at it, and he's not going to get it. But another statistic that jumps out to me about Jack Nicklaus was out of his 18 major wins, he finished in second 19 times. So he was in contention for what's 37 major wins. So that's a staggering number to think about. He was he was that good where he won 18, second place 19 times.
And something tells me the second place purse is still a substantial.
The guy Sunday. It was sad to watch him. He had the lead and then lost them in the playoff. The winner got 3.1 million, and the lose, then he got 1.6 or 1.3 or something.
Oh, yeah, what a letdown.
He wanted that win, I think. But no, the purses back then when Jack played, oh my gosh. I mean, for them, it was a lot of money. Today, caddies make more than that. But I just think that number of 19 second place finishes is just as impressive as as the 18 first place.
Well, and he's a class act. And most golfers are. In fact, that's what.
Well, no, they're not. No, they're not.
I
Love
I
it.
I like a
Yeah.
little personality. Maybe they should make golf like pro wrestling. Where they
Oh yeah, do something with it. But I mean,
do a little
let me
smash
take it
mouth.
back. Let me take it back. You got a guy who triple putts 18. He's not going to be very cordial in the clubhouse and very cordial with the media because have a lot of people just watched him lose about $700,000 there.
Mhm.
So a lot of them guys are very nice and polite, but they're either nice and polite or they're very arrogant. One or the other. There's no in
Mhm.
between.
Right.
And I've been on both. I had the pleasure to talk to one of my funnest interviews this week was JJ Spawn, who's a good and upcoming player. The reason I want to talk to him because my my youngest uh, grandson, who's 2 years old, just was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes,
Mhm.
and so this JJ Spawn was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, but he was misdiagnosed for 3 years. They had treated him for type 2 diabetes, and
There's a
so
difference. Yeah.
so we talked a little bit about that and how he can overcome that and what he does. And he was very open about it. And then when I told him about my grandson, he kind of took his glove off and signed his glove to him. It was
Really.
kind of cute. These guys will do that. It's just nice of them. But um, so yeah, I'm just letting them know that even though he has this autoimmune disease, type 1 diabetes, he can still play at the highest level of golf. I mean, he's there. He's on the PGA Tour. It's the highest level you can get. So he's just not a fly by nighter. So even with that challenge, he can overcome that, and you can live. Some people say, "Oh, he has type 1." I said, yeah, but it's manageable. It is
It's
manageable.
very manageable, especially in your younger years. Now
So,
it will catch up to you, but
mm,
the prognosis for a normal
yeah,
life is very good now.
yeah, because there's two guys on PGA Tour. Eric Cole, he was in contention for a major. Couldn't catch up with him, but he has type 1 diabetes. So, folks, if you do what you're supposed to do and you are vigilant and you're proactive, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, but to tell you the truth, I'm seeing a decline in the overall health of people that are not
Oh,
diabetic. I mean, I was watching. I'm doing some volunteer work this week. I got drafted at the last minute to do Vacation Bible School, the stage management,
my
and so
my
the
wife's
videos they're playing, teenagers now are chunkier than
yeah,
they used to be. Yeah,
yes,
Dale, when we were growing up, if you wanted to go somewhere, you could walk or you could ride your bike. And when I say ride your bike, I mean the kind that you pedal, you
yeah.
know?
Well,
I'm concerned about our young people. They're just not as active. And if it's showing now at their age, can you imagine when they get our age?
they've lost a lot of interest, and this has been a long time in coming. We've seen the warning signs everywhere. It's a combination of the video games, it's the cell phones, um, today's culture. So athletics isn't as playing as big as a role, and there's so much competition for athletics. So it used to be that if you went to high school, you played and you wanted to play a sport, you could get it.
Mm-hmm.
Today is so competitive. You got to be in like 19 travel leagues, and you got to do all this other stuff to even get a shot at it. So there's two. I think those leagues are burning kids out. And if you want to see the condition, go down to the local Kroger or else Walmart, and you'll see
Yeah,
time obesity on steroids with
yeah,
these kids. They're
yeah,
not just overweight anymore; they are enormous,
yeah.
and it is scary. Yeah. I mean,
Well,
and I know some people have problems, and I get that. I mean, I'm not Charlie Atlas, but I'm not to where I don't get wind to tie my shoes.
but so much is under our own control, and
Yeah,
now there are exceptions, and we're not trying to disparage those who are faced with
right,
infirmities and conditions. But most of the people that are obese, basically, I hate to say it, folks, you chose it.
right. There are times there are exceptions with medical conditions, things like that. But and my wife and we were talking about this the other day, and I hear this, and I know you hear this, and I don't mean to offend. I don't want to offend anybody, but gluttony is one of the seven deadly sins, right? But I will go to a church service, and you don't they'll hit on every sin there is out there.
Mm-hmm.
by golly, they don't touch that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
half the preachers say, "Oh, well, you're more fat in the Lord," and things like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's kind of a double standard. Everything else is taboo, but hey, don't talk about my business and gravy. You know,
Yeah.
'cause I do like that. I mean, I post food pictures all the time.
Dale,
So,
yeah. If I ate like you, I'd be 300 pounds.
well, I mean, I work out every day, so I mean, I'm
I do
still,
too.
but I don't eat all that. But a lot of us for sure. But I eat most of it. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, so gluttony. It doesn't have to be food. It could be the phone. It could be the internet. It could be
Well, and
good. Gluttony means doing something to excess. So
I do a lot of things to excess, but Dale, here's a principle that I focus on in managing our physical well being, and it is equally as applicable to our spiritual well being.
yes, yes,
The less you do, the less you can do.
right.
The more you do, the more you can do,
Yeah.
and that applies spiritually. Dale, in the minute we've got to wrap up,
Yeah.
we haven't talked about sports shorts in a long time,
Oh,
and I just was looking for something to decorate the
yeah.
wall with, and I found that, and I thought
It's
let's
doing
talk
great.
about that.
It's doing well. Father's Day's coming up. Dugout Devotions 1 and 2, First Down Devotions 1 and 2. Um, will be great additions for any dad, or even I'm looking over some of the books I've written. Sports shorts mainly more for kids, but fathers will be happy to read about my golf book next year, Birdies, Bogeys, and Blessings. It'll be out next spring, and then just wrapped up my third NFL devotional, so it'll be out next year in 2024 as well. And
What
then,
would what would be your recommendation? You've got so many books out having to do with sports figures, so I think Father's Day, you are probably the go-to author. Let's suppose somebody has a father who doesn't go to church,
right.
not into all that, but you would like to have a Father's Day gift that would send him a message that would be well received. What would be your recommendation?
Well, if you're talking about mine, and I think any of the he doesn't even have to like baseball or football to like the devotionals. I mean, because they're not really about sports; they're about the players who play the game, who go through struggles. So I kind of bring them down to a human level, take them off their pedestal, and relay a story where they've gone through a struggle or trial or a triumph. And again, it's not necessarily about sports shorts is not really about sports. So they're short stories. That's I love shorts, not the clothes.
Not not the clothing.
It's they're short stories about players who like Andy Pettit about what he went through when he, of course, he's a Hall of Fame. I should be a Hall of Fame pitcher for the Yankees, but what he went through when he had to, when he was faced with the dilemma: do I tell the truth and out my dad and ruin my chances of being in the Hall of Fame, or do I tell the truth? So he told the truth. So there's consequences and there's things you got to think about, but ultimately he made the right decision. So it talks about his struggle with that, and we all go through those struggles, and kind of brings it down to a different level. But getting ready to get my edits back, and then take a little 3 week sabbatical from writing, and then I've got. I was just talking to a friend of mine today. We're going to talk tomorrow about a book possible, and then another author. Another publisher wants a book from me and this other author, and another book from me. So I'm looking at 7 or 8 more projects in the next 4 or 5 years. So
Darren,
you're always going ahead.
You may set a record, and you may have to turn some publishers down.
No, we'll never do that. But Kyle does a great job with me, and so yeah, we've got projects in the making. And of all these 7 projects, I don't know if they'll all go to publication or not, but at least I got a good shot at probably 3 of them. So
yeah,
always thinking ahead. Always tell authors, always think ahead. Don't be satisfied. Hey, your book's out. Great.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do another one. We're get it moving, because I tell you what, I got a really nice royalty check this past week.
Yes.
So,
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all about.
It's like farming. As soon as the harvest is done, it's time to prepare the field for next year. Because
I'm getting ready to send in edits, getting ready to then send in another edit, and then start 2 or 3 more projects. Oh, and then we're going to the CPE show in Lexington here in a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's always a fun show. It's always a good show. and looking forward to seeing some good friends there. I didn't make it to Blue Ridge. I cannot get that. Timing's always bad there with the race
Yep.
and the memorial. It's always a bad time.
Well, a lot of people did make it, so you can read
Yeah.
about it on Facebook. I promise you that.
Yeah, and congratulations to Andy and Michelle for winning the Book of the Year. That was awesome.
Yeah,
And all the other friends who won CELO awards, and that's great. Great conference. I'd like to get there.
it's the Hall of Fame of Christian authors. So,
Yeah.
well, Dale, it's always great chatting with you, and by the next time we get together, your bathroom will hopefully you'll
I'll
have
look
to
at
tell
next
us the
week.
experience of this new shower
I'll
and
do, I'll do the show from within the shower, right?
yeah,
It's
okay,
huge. I mean, it's as big as my office.
you
Yeah.
got it. Well, Dale, we appreciate you taking the time to share with us, and we'll see you here in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
You the man.
Thank
All right, Dale Didway here on PJNet.tv. There's just you never run out of things to talk to when you talk about. When you talk to Dale, he's no matter what the topic, he has something that he can contribute to a good conversation. We're very fortunate to have him on our team here at PJNet.tv, and that will wrap it up for me tonight. You may have noticed a new microphone. It's actually not new. We've had it for some time. But I was sharing last night, the wheels are falling off. Well, they continue. In setting up some of this new gear, I blew up one of the cards in my computer. Fortunately, everything's okay other than that. But I had to quickly, tonight, engineer, because my other microphone, that's one of my favorite, the card it plugs into no longer functions. So I will be stopping by the Goodwill store tomorrow to pick up a card. Fortunately, I have a Goodwill store in Tallahassee that sells computer parts and computers, so they'll have a sound card. They've got a whole box of them, $10 a piece. So other than the surgery to put it in, we kind of dodged that bullet. So there will be some announcements. We've got new gear. I can't wait to tell you all about it and the capabilities that will give us. I regret that we're doing all this for the wrong reasons. The old stuff just quit working without any notice. But we are moving forward. If that's what it took to pry us forward, okay, we'll take it as it comes. Before I leave, I want to leave you with something. And I'll leave you with something that has been of much benefit to me personally. It's two questions I ask myself. First question: what is the boldest thing that you've ever done for Jesus Christ? And the second question is, how long ago was that? And the challenge is to never be satisfied with either answer.